All right, guys. So today is December 7th. It's so crazy. Christmas is around the corner. My name is Justin Avini. For those of you watching the playback, like I was just sharing with these guys before I started this video, or this recording, I guess you'd say, is this is one of my favorite topics because this is really what creates balance and energy on your team, in your business, and everything. So we're going to talk a little bit about community, events, and support. So one of the things I want to share is as we get into this, guys, and real quick, make sure that, some of you guys that are team leaders, make sure your teams know what boot camps to be in right now. That's part of our support system, right? It goes from an I to a we. That's really important to understand. I share this many times when I post in our message groups or I post on Facebook, and a lot of us will say, I'm on, but we want to make sure we are on, and we meaning our team. So please make sure to let them know right now, real quick, if you do have teams going on other boot camps. So cool. So I'm going to kick this off. Some of you guys know this information, but it's always a good refresher. It's really important to understand. So one of the things I want to share with you guys is my page or my screen real quick. So real quick, in here in our Growing to Senior Coach group, there's a couple lists. You guys see down here, there's the client list and there's the new coach checklist, right? So some of us have been coaching for a while, and some of us honestly don't even know that these exist, and that's okay. That's why we're going through this a little bit. So this is part of our support system. Like you can see up here, this is our new coach checklist, right? These are really important things to understand, guys. I think Jamil on a training one time gave a great analogy of boiling water, and 1 degree difference turns boiling water into steam, and steam can actually power a locomotive and an engine, right? So the power of 1 degree difference can be the difference between our business sitting still or our business rocking and rolling. So when sometimes we see these checklists and we're like, yeah, we're doing that. Yeah. Really take a minute to understand the value of what you got here. Like, they took a minute to break stuff down and understand this. I go back to the analogies of treating this like a job. Unfortunately, this is the unfortunate part, but this is the amazing part, is you're your own boss. So you can't fire yourself. You can just say, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, or I'll get to it to the next day. But if we really start to understand that 1 degree difference can power a locomotive because it's created from boiling water into steam, then we can really understand that if we really take initiative and follow these steps, there's reasons these things are in place. So sprinkling coaching, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but sprinkling coaching, setting up a coach trilogy call, just missing any one of which of these steps can be that 1 degree difference, right? Some things you want to know, especially for your mentor's time, and this is kind of outside of this, but I just remembered this right now. If you're going to get somebody on a call, please make sure that they've already purchased their coaching kit, right? Unless it's a Coach Explorer call that you're asking them to help you with. But once you're saying that they're a coach and they're ready to go, for your mentor's peace of mind and for your time frame and their time frame, don't get them on, because I'll be honest with you, there's been times where you get somebody on and you think that they're ready to go and they don't have their coaching kit, and you just wasted an hour, both of you guys, right? And I'm just being really open with you guys. So do your mentors a favor. Make sure that that's happening. You want to have this rocking and rolling and going. Different groups are in here for different things. So this should be Growing to Senior Coach. Add them to Growing to Senior Coach. Another thing you want to do is add them to Agents of Transformation. That is also their page, right? Let them know what you're doing, and also keep it at a snail's pace. Make sure you're not overwhelming them. Just let them know they're in groups. They don't need to be checking those groups out, right? Schedule a meet and greet with your business coach. If you are a business leader and you're in a position where you can start a coach off, that's fine. This meet and greet is probably going to be 10 to 15 minutes of you edifying your coach. Your coach is going to get on and dreamweave and introduce themselves with your new coach, but you're probably going to take the actions of helping them send out the messages. You're going to probably do a lot of that stuff because as we grow our businesses, we want to start to create time freedom for our mentors as we expect to have time freedom created for us once our coaches are competent on this stuff too. So there's two different areas. One is if you're a brand new coach or a newer coach and you're not comfortable with it, then a meet and greet can be a 30 to 45 minute call, dream weaving with a coach, getting their lists together, sending out the messages, making sure you're sending out the messages while you're on the call with them, and then also moving it forward. If you're a seasoned coach, then really a meet and greet's going to be, hey, meet Justin. He's part of your support system. Really excited. I share my story, okay, maybe a couple tips, kind of ask them their inspiration of why they wanted to start, and then you move forward. Scheduling these calls, guys, listen, really want to share this with you. Sometimes we get discouraged in this field right here. This isn't for them to knock clients out of the park and everybody they talk to is going to sign up. This is for them just to be competent in practicing these calls so we know that their health assessments are going to be good and we can hear them do them. Another thing I would share too is don't necessarily do 8 calls for them. You do 1 to 3 calls for them, and then you do 2 to 4 calls with them, and then you have them do a call. Me personally, after 1 or 2 calls, it's a health assessment. The health assessment is simple to follow. You're going to have coaches say, well, I just love to hear you do it one more time. Well, hearing you ever seen the thing where you whisper in a kid's ear, or you're a kid and you whisper in her ear, by the time you get around to the other side, they don't listen to what you're saying. They think that that's the best way. We know the best way. So 1 to 2 calls you do for them, and then you get them on the horse right away. They do the call. The health assessment is listed out for them, right? We're trying to conserve energy, time, efficiency, and the best practices for them to practice. So moving these things through, show them the importance of how to support a client. Do it for them, do it with them, and then watch them do it. These are critical things, guys, to understand, because text messages can be 1 through 4 days. They don't do the phone calls. They're not sending out the text message series. They don't even know what that is. You know, these things are important stuff for stability of your business and for their business. You really want to make sure that you understand that stuff, because as you go in, they really need to be competent in these areas, because otherwise you're going back months later and years later trying to fix all this stuff, and they've already created bad habits we don't want them to. That's why these checklists are here. So going through these things, ready for social media launches. Like I said back up here, this area of them doing the health assessments. Now listen, when I say this, check with your mentors. I'm not just giving you free reins to run with this. But if they're a very introverted person, but they have the passion to want to go help a lot of people, if they're a very small community person, but they have the passion to go help a lot of people, doing these practice calls with 1 to 2 family members is fine. But we don't need to beat these practice calls into them till they get a certain amount of clients to then take them to Facebook. If they're understanding of Facebook, then that's fine. You can get them to Facebook. You can work with them on a launch or a soft launch, or posting the message, you know, I can't believe it's been 10 days. I'm down so many pounds, really excited, and help them work through that message to create more calls. Now, that doesn't mean just let them go do their calls. If they've only done 1 or 2 up here and they're still not competent, partner with them on getting these messages out, but you're also going to work with them on those health assessments and those calls. So this list is really important for all this stuff as far as working through this. So let me move you guys out of the way. So this is coach support, guys. This is really important to understand. Please study this. Please make sure we're not missing this stuff. It's really important. Now I want to talk about community. One of the coolest things we have, and I don't think you guys even realize this, is I'm going to show you this too. We have in our group right here, this is the Elevate Now events. So these are fun things. Like I said, these are literally plug and play things for us to use. You click on this link, and I believe it's, which one is it? It opens up like this. This is literally a way to announce having a place. Either you're going to do a Facebook Live, and you're going to create community on a Facebook Live, or you're going to have an event at your house. Events at your house are powerful. You're creating community. In fact, I just did a call with another coach on another team. He's got this really athletic guy who came to his house and he was inspired on the mission and what was going on. So schedule events at your house, quarterly, monthly, whatever you want to have, whether they're healthy happy hours, they're just having people over and chatting and bringing it up. One of the structured things we have is how to invite people, potential clients, potential coaches. This is all in that document right here. This all will show you verbiage on how to set this up. You know, you obviously edit and change the dates and stuff like that, but this is how you create community around your house. If you're not a very tech savvy person like I wasn't, the best thing you could do with this when you start out is you could have events at your house, or you go to people's events, or you create events. That may be like we created the Wednesday breakfast. That could be, like I said, going to people's houses, maybe share with a client. I know there was a coach that was doing something amazing, and they were actually sharing things at different clients' houses to potentially see if they were interested in coaching, or if they thought they'd be a great coach, they would ask them to have an event at their client's house. You know what I mean? Creating community and trust is a huge thing. These local events, or these events that we can have, are important to do. Once we get to these events, work with your mentors, but this is what's really cool. This is laid out for us. This is laid out for us to share. You take your computer, you take an HDMI cord, you can edit the pics off of this link. I would highly share with you, please. And it says, I believe back here, where's it at? Back here, to make sure that you make a copy of these slides. Do not try to edit those slides. In fact, I don't think you can, thank goodness, here. But these are different programs. So we talk about the healthy body. We talk about the full trilogy wheel. We talk about the program, right? We're really trying to focus this. If you guys look at these slides, we're really trying to focus this as, yes, there's 3 different components to this. Healthy body. We talk about Dr. A, the meal plan, the books. This is outdated. We need to get the new one in there. I think I already changed it with the new books. But work with your mentors on that stuff. But we talk about the healthy body. Then we get into the healthy mindset. What is the program done for us mentally for health as far as our physical body? What has it done for us as far as being coaches, and how you're able to work with people, build relationships, really listen to people and encourage them. Have everything that's on here: spiritual time, community involvement, hobbies, fulfillment, right? We talk about finances. This is a scary epidemic going on right now, guys. These numbers are probably a little bit different now, but not very far off. That's pretty scary if you look at that. So when we come into this and we're nervous about sharing coaching, and why don't we share coaching, and why don't we share coaching, and we don't want to get people, really understand what this says right here. This is worse than the obesity part. And this is probably why a lot of the obesity and people are unhealthy, is because they don't have the finances or the time freedom, which finances allow for them to share this. So sharing these events are huge. Talking about our community, what we like to do. Put pictures on here that are of you guys. Like, these are local friends of ours. You know all these people here. We like to boat. We like to do things. We like to travel. Talk about different events we go to. So these are important things. We talk about the business aspect. We talk about all this. So all this stuff is in here for us. So this document is literally helping you understand all this stuff. So opening this up, it's over here in the Growing to Senior Coach group. You have your checklists. You have your Elevate Now. You have things like that. So the important thing is how confident does everybody feel like to help a coach right now? Does everybody feel pretty confident to help a coach? Yes, wink, blink, maybe. Cool. Okay, so I want to open this up a little bit, because this is really important. How many of us have a list right now of coaches that are on our mind, potential coaches that are on our mind? Do we have a list? We do. Okay, who would like to share some things? And this is the thing. This isn't a trick question. This isn't a right or wrong. There's really no right or wrong. There may be more efficient ways. There may be better ways. Maybe I'm going to learn something right now. I don't know. But what are ways that we can really accelerate our business is sponsoring, right? What is the busiest time of the year right now with this, and what's going on with people wanting Christmas presents? Why do you think the company even gives coaches bonuses right about now, right? So what are ways that we're sharing coaching with people? Does anybody want to share? Go ahead, Des.
So I like to meet people for coffee or tea. I like to go sit with people and just really connect with them authentically, and not so much make it like so business-like, but just have a conversation, catch up. Even if it's like a new friend, let's say it's somebody who's like a personal trainer or something like that, just kind of talk about just how their life is going in general. Because remember, we want to be interested, not interesting, until it's our opportunity and they ask us about our life. Then we start sharing how magical and fun it is to to be a health coach. And so moving forward from there, I like to ask people just basically like what their struggles are with their current careers or jobs or whatever it is that they're doing in life, and just kind of feed off of that, so that they're getting excited with us about what it is that we do, and the opportunity to work from home. So just real, authentic, genuine connections with people in person.
Beautiful. Awesome. And that's something I did when I started this. I was not tech savvy. I was out in everybody's faces. I share this story a lot. I was at friends' birthday parties for their 2-year-olds. I didn't even have kids. I was talking to people. I was going to events. If I wasn't creating events, I was driving here or there, because Facebook was not the biggest thing for me. In fact, really be honest with you guys, I'm back to doing that now. I'm back out in the community. How I met Josh and Michelle Bamba. I used to go to the House of Wings sports bar with a buddy, get out, talk to people, go to different things. I started noticing people. I started noticing Michelle. A buddy of mine shared her story. I offered program to her as a coach. I didn't even think she wanted to lose weight. She wanted to lose weight. She wanted to lose, I think, 20 pounds. I was like, well, I don't know from where, but you girls do what you do. But the point was, though, is I was out in community. That's where people want to see what you guys are doing. They want to understand what you're doing. So if you're in person, if you're in face, you're kind of a real substance. It's a lot easier to kind of create the energy you want to create earlier. And then you have those partnerships too, right? You start to create events. Like I'm talking to Stacy about going to the Newport Dunes Christmas parade or light parades and stuff like that. Creating community with people is how you start to create family. If people feel wanted or contributed to things, and you have a great energy with people, that's how you start to create longevity. And it's not even like I tell this guy the other day, there's a guy down the street. I just found out he works, it's weird because he's home during the day. I'm like, oh, he must own his own business. He's got a brand new truck. His wife owns a Tahoe. Those are not cheap vehicles. That's about $100,000 combined. They just bought a house right here. They're already doing landscaping. I'm like, oh, wow. But he's home all day. So I stopped by on my way to the bank and I said, hey man, what are you up to, dude? Do you work? And he goes, yeah, dude. He's like, I work at night. And I go, oh, awesome. I said, okay. He's like, yeah, I run a warehouse. And then my wife, I watch the kids during the day. And then my wife watches the kids at night. And I said, oh, that's awesome, dude. I said, hey, we got to get together, dude. I see you have a trailer. I see you have all this stuff going on. I got little girls. I noticed you have a boy and a little girl. Love to get the kids together. He's like, yeah, man, that'd be awesome. He's like, I see you on Instagram doing all your stuff, right? He's friended me on Instagram. I don't even know how, honestly, how he found me, which is kind of random, but he did. We're on there. He's like, yeah, we're friends. I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of a little embarrassing moment, but it is what it is. But anyways, so I was like, hey, man, are you ever interested in a business opportunity? And he goes, dude, who isn't? So I shared with him. I said, hey, dude, we got to get together and chat. I love what I do. And honestly, I'll be really open with you, brother. I look for people that I feel I want to be, what do you call it? Not geared towards, but like brought towards, like your vibes are good and all that stuff. I said, I was really kind of checking you out for a couple of weeks to see what kind of person you were. And I was just being honest with him. And I said, I'd love to share an amazing opportunity with you that's blessed me. I've been doing it about 6.5 years. I've been home, but let's talk, let's chat, let's hang out. So literally right away, I'm creating community. Hey, I'm going off-roading this Sunday. My wife's having a baby shower. I don't want to be in the house. I'm going to go off-roading. Are you down? He's like, honestly, I'm going to be in Vegas. Get me on the next one. I said, okay, we're going to Glamis for New Year's. Are you interested? He's like, oh, let me find out what I can do. And I also said, hey, let's get the baby girls together. Now that I know you work from home, let's hang out. So what is that right there? That's creating community, right? That's creating conversation. That's finding a common ground between somebody that you can relate to. Don't do yourselves a disjustice and try to go into into a health group, and I'm a health coach now. So I'm going to go into this health group and then try to figure out how to not piss people off or embarrass them or ask them funny questions about weight and sit there and stare at them for 6 months because I don't know how to start a conversation. Right? I'm going a little bit to Facebook, but find a common ground with people that's fun. There's a grandpa. He's got the same truck I do, both diesel trucks. I stopped by, I said, hey, beautiful truck, brother. I got the same one. He's like, I noticed. I go, hey, is that your grandbaby? He goes, yeah. I was like, hey, that's an awesome flatbed. I actually just bought one myself. I'm in a common ground with things I like to do. But what did that do? That created a conversation. I know he could potentially use the program. I know he loves his grandson. He watches him almost every day. I know he probably wants to be around for him. Guess where our next conversation's going? Right? Do you guys see the flow of how easy this can be instead of trying to go be a health coach in a weird way? And I don't mean in a weird way, but like you don't just, you're deemed a coach and now all of a sudden you need to go to those health people and just attack the chubby crowd. That's not what we're doing. Find your hobbies, find your passions, find things that are fun. If you like wallpaper, if you love creating crafts, if you love sewing, if you love dirt biking, if you love family events, if you love golf carts, like whatever common grounds you have, right? If you love certain dresses or certain styles of things or whatever, then make sure you're creating that community around that, right? I have this massive, look at this. I have this massive, it's a group. In fact, David Harrison's in there. It's called Off-Road. It doesn't matter. It's a messaging group. And there's probably 35 people or 40 people that I've met on trails, off-roading or dirt biking, that I'm like, hey, we just went to Pirates Cove and I'm creating community. This guy, he's, I want to say like Swedish or Dutch or something. His two wives, he has a Razor. They just bought this trailer, same place I bought it from. Why do I know that? Because I'm asking him the same questions. Oh, nice motorhome. I'm asking him questions that are common ground. I'm not saying, hey, you have a belly. Do you want to get healthy? I'm a coach. Let's talk about it. I'm saying, hey, you have a really nice RV. Where'd you get it from? He's like, or how long have you had it? Oh, I got it from that place over there in Montclair. I was like, oh, that's where I got mine. That's awesome. I was like, hey, by the way, I got a really cool buddy who he's doing a lot of fab work on my car. You should hit him up in case you ever have any questions. He's like, oh, that'd be great. What's your phone number? I'll text you his information. Hey, by the way, do you go off-roading often or you just do big camping trips? Oh, no, we try to go all the time. Let me add you to this group. What's your Facebook page? Creating community, guys. Do you see how this works? I'm out and about creating community on things that are my common ground, not health coach 101 every 5 seconds. There's an underlying course there, of course. Maybe he could use the business opportunity. Maybe he could use the health. I know he could use the health by looking at him. But the point is, though, is I'm creating community. We want to teach that to our team, though, too. This is where support comes in. We're all on this boot camp right now by ourselves, but we have a team under us, right? We need to transfer these things. Spend time with people. Another thing, too, is you go over a document with a coach. That's not support. Psychoanalyzing the document with your coach, that's somewhat support. And then watching them do it. My coaches, when they do a Facebook grand opening, I go through the Facebook grand opening link. Okay. Once I'm done with that, I am stalking their page from the moment they post. What time are you posting? 6 a.m. Okay. I'm going to be stalking you in case something goes sideways. That's my job. That's support. Because when they go into the reply section on a comment and they say, thanks so much, Tim, that's not what the link says. We comment to a comment. We tag them. We let them know that we're messaging them. So what am I doing? I'm over here in Messenger. Hey, girlfriend, totally notice you have a lot of likes going on. Let's make sure that we're thanking those people and tagging them and messaging them. But then remember with the comments, we want to comment in the comments section. Do you kind of understand what that means? No. Hey, let's hop on a Zoom for a few seconds and let me just show you real quick. Do you have a second? No, I'm at work. Okay, when you have a minute, let me know. And then follow up with them, right? Help them or screenshot your picture and put it in, or the replies and how to do it into their messenger till they get it. It's like you don't go to a job and in the first day they gave you everything and you're ready to go. You have a probation period. Some people are 90 days. Some people are 2 weeks, crash courses, right? So that's not support. If you want your business to thrive, right, you need to make sure that you're on sturdy legs. That's not sturdy legs by just, hey, here's the link. Let's go through it. Okay, you see how to respond, 500 friends. How are you doing with that? I'm good. Okay, you know, you got the disclaimer on there. Okay, we're going to post our story in the beginning, 6 a.m. with your story. Make sure to reply, you know, to everybody and comment and tag them. Okay, you got that. Okay, good. Here's some messages for them. Okay, great. You got it? And they're probably in their head saying, yeah, maybe. They're not going to tell you. And these are just little things. When we, like I said at the beginning, when we say, hey, we're getting ready to get on a boot camp, I just asked all you guys, message your teams, make sure they know if they're supposed to be on this boot camp or they're supposed to be on the one that Joy's doing this morning, the blended ED boot camp. That's leadership. That's support. Hey guys, real quick, just want to let you know the blended ED boot camp's going on. What's the number? Here it is right here. Give them that information. Don't just let them know. There's the up and above and beyonds. Don't just give them the link to the Facebook. Get on their page and stalk them, right? Then don't just get on there and stalk them and message them. Let them, show them examples. People need training, right? Take these extra steps. This is where, and this is community, honestly, you're building community. You're building trust with somebody that you're there to support them, right? There's coaches on this call that they're 2, 3, 4, 5 layers below me, and I'm still, hey, you're doing a Facebook grand opening? I didn't know that. I know your mentor did, but guess what? Can I help you make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion real quick? Hey, if you're not at that level, that's okay. But I'm over here saying, hey, you're replying in the comments. Did you see in the link? I mean, it might have got a little overwhelming, but did you see in the link where you want to comment in the comment section so that puts your post back at the top of the newsfeed? Oh yeah, I was trying to figure that out. Thank you so much. 3, 4, 5 layers deep, I'm doing that, right? I'm trying to advance myself, and I'm not saying everybody here is able to do that yet, but support is support. Community is community. Coaches is coaches. Stacy's very competent in everything she does, right? Desiree is very competent in everything she does, but I'm still watching her team. That's just my job. That's support. I mean, that's the next level support, but that's how this thing goes. That's how we want to make sure we're paying attention to different people's groups. Hey, how are we doing in our message group? If your coach has a messenger group and happens to not be posting something that needs to be going out in the next 10 minutes, guess what Justin's doing? He's posting that in their messenger group. Because at the end of the day, you got to remember too, it's not a discredit to that coach. It's one, it's still your business. And two, it's not about me or that other coach. It's about their team. Their team needs the information. That's more important. It's not about me and who's the alpha in that situation. So don't feel like you're hurting feelings either. The clients and the coaches in there need to know what they need to know, and that's your job. So supporting is a whole different level, guys. Building community. Having these events, I would, like I said, switching gears real quick and having these local events at your house, don't be afraid to get messy with them. If you have one person, I'll never forget Alyssa Harrison. Where's Dave? I might have had bad service. Alyssa Harrison was getting ready to cancel her Health and Hope Day at her house, or Healthy Happy Hour at her house. Well, I only have one person showing up confirmed. But her support was us 5 coaches that showed up. Do you know out of that one person that showed up, she got 3 clients out of that? Because the one person became a client and the other 2, and she referred the other 2 family friends to her. So $300 at her level, she was going to miss out on one night because she was going to cancel it due to that. These events are magical. When people can do this, hi, nice to meet you, and they're watching you and you have the slides set up and they're meeting other people. Oh my God, this person's just like I am. They're human too. Those are magical, man. So set your days up. I used to do them every month. When my team was growing, I used to do them every month over here at the Ontario Holiday Inn. Every month. And now Josh and Michelle have their own team. Desiree has her own team. Stacy's starting to build her own team. So all these teams, David's starting to build his own team. So all these teams are starting to do their things. But for you guys as newer coaches, build events. Ask your mentor coach to come down and hang out. I know Beverly's got her dinner thing going on down at her place now, I think on Tuesdays or something. Start creating these events, right? Ones that are going to give you leverage though. Not just a hangout. Not just a how's it going, let's talk shop and kind of chill. Have intention with it. Hey ladies, don't get nervous. Hey ladies, or hey people, glad you guys showed up. I just wanted to thank you so much for coming. really excited. I want to create energy for a positive mindset. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'd love to go around and share stories. I'm actually inviting you guys all here because I'm into health and hope now. And I just wanted to let you know what I'm doing. Have that conversation. It's not just a hangout you're creating. There's an intention there. You're just spinning your wheels. You're wasting your time. Guess what else you're doing? When you bring new coaches down or new clients down and you're duplicating that, they're going to go duplicate. Hey, how you doing? But your coach is not getting, hey, we're just doing these events and nobody's coming. Well, what are you doing? Our Wednesday breakfast, usually between 9 and 10, we eat, try to get all the spinach and leaves out of our teeth. And then from 10 on, we talk. If there's a lot of newer people, then we share our stories. How long we've been coaching, what's been inspiring for us. If it's a lot of coaches, if it's the middle of the month, we'll talk about different things. You guys are starting to create leadership, right? You guys are starting to create the support. You need to be the breath that starts the conversation, right? There's different avenues. You need to be the encourager of another coach. Hey, you have quite a few clients in your area. Let's get a healthy happy hour going. I'd love to come support you, right? Then you get to another level like mine. In fact, me and Dawn, I just sent Dawn a video of me sitting in her backyard holding her puppy inside of freezing weather. I had her inside my jacket. But Dawn put together some healthy happy hours. I flew out and helped her. You can get to that level too, right? But creating the community is the important part and keeping that going. You'll notice in your business, if you're not in tune with your coaches or checking in with your coaches, they're going to start to dwindle, right? Because they need that encouragement. They need that connection. That's why a lot of us start this. And then they're like, oh my God, you can actually make money in this too. And you can actually stay healthy. That's awesome. So support with community are two huge things that you heard, two different areas you can do it with. Asking a neighbor to start hanging out, building a community, and starting to build support, because now we're going to ask them to be a coach. And then not only that, planning healthy happy hours and doing things of that nature and creating your clients' support. A lot of people become unhealthy and they get into unhealthy mindsets. They get into unhealthy groups. But when they want to get out of it, they don't have that support around them. So having a healthy happy hour is huge. Having them be able to meet other people. I hang out with all coaches more than I hang out with my friends. And a lot of my friends are still in the same circles, spinning the same wheels, spinning the same problems, doing the same things, unfortunately. Right? I didn't know Desiree before this. I didn't. I met her because she was connected with a coach and came on. And now I'm going to her birthday party instead of my good friends, because their energy is not where I want it to be. Their mindset's not where I want it to be, right? I met Ellen. She's in Texas. I would never have met Ellen, right? Charmaine, Sandy, all you guys on here. Stacy lives in my hometown, right? I would have never met her if it hadn't been for this. So how you build community is magical, man. It's important, right? That's the fun part about this. You got to remember, feel what you're feeling due to this call, right? Well, how fun are these calls? How connected do you feel on these calls? Do you guys feel connected? Or is it just a waste of time? Should I get off? Hands raised, wink, smile, maybe a little bit of energy. Good, right? So what are you doing in your area to make this same feeling happen? It's not an I anymore. It's a we. Community is huge, right? This is a non-neutral action step with a little bit of action step of talking to people. But I'm gonna, you know what else I'm gonna do? I just messaged on my group. I got to find the message and follow it up with it. But we have a cul-de-sac, an L-shaped cul-de-sac right here. And the wonderful Shelly Garcia's mom, who's super bubbly, she's like, you know what we used to do back on the East Coast in Pennsylvania when groups like this, we used to have block parties. And I'm like, awesome. So I threw in my Summit Heights messenger group on my page, hey, how would you guys feel if I asked all the local neighbors here if we blocked this street off and we did like a Christmas week party or a Christmas week party, like one night. All the kids, we get a bouncer, get some fire pits going. And dude, you know how many people responded to that thing? Creating community. That's how you build this thing. It's not just Facebook, creating relationships. Yes, you can do that. But if you want to advance this thing at a high level quick, that's how you can do it. Kim Fisk, I love her. She built this to $100,000 a month business in 4 years before Facebook was even huge. People used to think she was crazy because she'd go to grocery stores and say, hey, I was supposed to talk to 5 people today. I actually promised myself, right? I tell that story all the time. And you're actually number 3. I'm supposed to tell you how excited I am about what's been going on in my life. Do you got a minute? Now everybody's like, there's no way I'm going to go talk to her. She's creating community. And look what she did. And now she's got vacation the rest of her life. And she's on to bigger and better things, right? So that's where you really want to understand creating community. And it's going to challenge you because some of us are not excited to go talk to the people. What are they thinking of me? Is my hair straight? Did I put enough makeup on? Oh, they're going to think I'm a weirdo because I'm just reaching out to them. I'm trying to get them. That's not your job. What people think of you is not your job or your business. It's not. What my friends think of me, it's probably why I don't hang out with them. It doesn't bother me a bit. I'm doing great. No disrespect, right? But creating that and teaching that to your team. This is the biggest thing too, is supporting your team. So action steps are not only when you're getting into action daily, what are you doing? Checking in, partner with your teams. Do you guys have weekly calls with your coaches that are in action? This is a good homework assignment. Pick 3 coaches that you feel are energetic, that are involved, that are engaged, and partner with them and work with them for the next 90 days. Not somebody you want to hope that they're going to do something. If you only have one, run with that person till the wheels fall off. Because with that one, they'll create a team. Guess what that does for you? Guess what that does for them? Right? Becky Flamong found Jamil Frazier. Think about that. Karen Elstrom hunted down Becky Flamong, who found Jamil Frazier. 3 people. What did that do? So don't get discouraged when I say, oh, Justin, well, I don't have 3 people to partner with over the next 90 days. Find one. Well, I don't have that many clients right now. I just got 1 or 2. Find one or 2, and partner with those clients. Ask them for referrals. Partner with them on posting. Encourage them. Sit with them. Figure them out. Hey, you'd be an amazing coach. That can be huge. That can be huge. Create the community. Follow the support. Make sure you're doing that with your teams. These are huge things. I was going to do a bunch of slides today, and then I said, you know what? I just want to talk directly with you guys because this is important. A lot of us think we know, but we really need to support our teams. It's an important thing to do. So we have the checklists. We know where those are at. We have the Elevate Now event groups, right? Work with your mentors on the proper way to invite out. There is some like generic stuff to invite out to. You saw the information and all that stuff. But work with your mentors the best way, the best times, the best days. Honestly, any day is a good day, but sometimes there's good time frames. Holidays are coming around the corner. I just randomly decided to tell Jenny, we're going to have a Christmas. By the way, Des, you're invited. Stacy, if you want to come. Who else is local? Whoever else is local on here. Thinking about having a Christmas party on the 21st. She's not too happy about it, but guess what? Creating community at my house, right? We have our coach one coming up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah, I think. Southern California coach one coming up in 2 weeks or 1 week, right? But the week after that, I'm going to do a friends one. And guess who I'm going to invite? Hey, the guy who works down here at the what do you call it at night? The shop, my neighbor, right? I'm going to invite him. I'm going to invite all the people that I just said, hey, we're going to have a block party. Let's get to know each other. What's that doing? Creating community, right? This is what I'm saying, guys. You can make magic happen if you make the decision to make it happen, right? What kind of area do you have, Sandy? Do you have just a regular community or what?
Regular community.
Well, I mean, like you don't have a gated community. Sorry. Some people have gated communities.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm totally open. I'm kind of in a weird area. Like I'm on a hill. I'm in Thousand Oaks.
But you look down on people?
Huh? Yeah, I look down on. I do, but it's kind of. I mean, I have to say, and here's another thing too, because when I became a coach, it was 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. I came out of a really abusive marriage, and I was divorced after 20 years, and so I never had anyone at my house. And Optavia was a huge game changer in really in having events at my home and really healing and like opening my home to other people. It has been the biggest blessing to me. And I had so many obstacles in my mind, like I don't have adequate parking, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't, you know what I mean? And so I just want to state that component, how it blessed me in the healthy mind part, you know?
Yeah.
It really helped me a lot. But yeah, so about my area. Okay, what other questions? What can I say about that to answer your question?
So like, what are some ideas I was going to ask you, have you done healthy happy hours, but you obviously have. So like, what are some ideas that you've put together to do those?
Well, Mary and I have been talking about kind of partnering up and doing that with our, doing that also. So we haven't done them I haven't done one in my home in a while. And we also love, because we actually met you guys like a year and a half ago when you did your one in Ontario, and we love that because it was like with purpose and with, like that one is really with a, you had your presentation and it was very, it's very educational, structured. And so just moving forward, I'm having one the 11th of January. I had already planned to do that.
Awesome.
And so this is like amazing that this topic today is, what does that look like? Because we were part of something before that was, we don't want to mimic that. And so we're like, okay, you also learn what you don't want to do. And so now it's like, okay, what does that look like moving forward, to not just have a hangout, because we can be guilty of that. But how to be intentional. Like, I love what you shared today about, this is what I'm about. You share your story, so trying to get a vision of what that looks like. Do we do a little PowerPoint? Do we, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The Elevate Now thing, that's pretty simple and straightforward to follow. So get a couple clients that you feel could be potential coaches. I mean, there's many different ways to do it. Mm-hmm. I know Ellen said she's doing one in Texas in January too. But you can get some clients together that you feel could be good potential coaches and empower them to share their stories, create accountability, right? The thing you want to do is empower people and create the community part. The community is the most biggest part, which in turn is the support, right? Mm-hmm. So pick 3 or 4 clients, like I said, and then go get that link out of the group and then just edit those slides with their stories. Say, hey, send us some, I want to get a little messenger group together, send some pictures that are amazing for you. And perfect. That's beautiful, Alan. So you have 4 clients, right? So share with them and then have them each invite somebody and then ask them to share their story while that person's there. You know how that's going to touch somebody's heart real fast, because that person has that community trust with that other person already, right? That's the potential. And people ask me all the time, well, who do you invite? Anybody. This isn't just a weight loss program, right? Who do you know that's struggling financially? Who do you know that's been talking about, man, I'd love to get through the holidays, but money's tight? Oh, so how's your health? Meaning maybe you're not 100 pounds overweight, but how's your health physically, because you're stressed out, not paying your bills. So let's talk about coaching, which in turn can help your stress level, which in turn can, oh my God, that's so weird. Justin looks so healthy, but he had a massive heart attack right after Christmas. I wonder why. And everybody wonders, because all they're looking at is they don't have fat cells on their body, right? That's the thing. I had the 6-pack, man. I had the beach body. I had all that. I was doing 2 and 3 energy drinks a day, 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day. I was working 14-hour days. But everybody's like, wow, Justin looks so good. How did he have a stroke? You know what I'm saying? Well, how did I have a stroke? Because I was grinding my body. You're only human. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know I was doing the energy drinks. They just looked at the visual. That's the unfortunate part. That's where we say creating community, asking questions. I'm looking at this dude like, man, he's home. I'm making all these stories up. We talked about facts or stories a while ago. We talked about that on a different training. I think it was my team call. But what are the facts? The facts are is he's home in the morning. The story I'm creating for myself is, oh man, maybe he owns his own business. At least it was positive. Not like, oh, he's out of a job, right? I'm seeing his cars. I'm seeing his bought a house. He's redoing his landscaping. I'm like, oh man, maybe he owns his own business. That's the story I'm telling myself. But guess what? I went and took the facts and I went and asked questions, and now I have more facts, not stories. The facts are is he works at night. His wife works during the day, and then he jokes. He's like, oh, we just hang out on the weekends. hey, that sounds like another Josh and Michelle Bamba to me. I wonder what will come of it. They're not lazy. He was doing all of his own landscaping stuff. He was bringing all of his stuff. They're going on vacations all the time. They make decent money, right? They have 2 beautiful children. So what are the facts on the facts, not the story with the facts? So that's what I'm saying with you is have these people come to this event, share their stories, whoever it is, doesn't matter, and invite them. Who do you know that physically, mentally, or financially could use some blessings? Who's on your heart? That's who you invite. Oh, they're already physically fit. Okay, great. Even better. Guess what? This program, whether you're physically fit, whether you're a doctor after 27 years and you've done 700,000 surgeries and you're the master of number 1, doesn't matter in this business. If you're a dumbass roofer, excuse my language, but I was. Karen Elstrom used to yell at me for saying that, but it's true. And what I mean by that is you don't have to be smart to do this business. You don't. So when you have this doctor, I got this doctor on the hook. I love that word. On the hook, but he won't commit. Of course he won't, because he wants to take his philosophy and what he was trained on and put it into a business that already has a roadmap. Not going to work. Go take Dell software and try to shove it into a Mac computer and see how that's going to work out. It don't work. It don't. That's the beauty of this. So I'm getting off on a tangent a little bit, but I want you to understand, invite anybody and everybody. We're not weight loss. And encourage those people that you feel you breathe life into them to do the call, to do the calls, do the events with you. Hey, would you mind bringing a lean and green recipe? I love that one you posted in your group. Give them light, man. We're in the world. Most people don't talk positively. In fact, anybody and everybody I've seen, Mike Madden asked me to ask a couple questions about a guy who's super fit, but the dude came to his event, was super excited about their energy and their commitment and the structure of the program and how happy everybody was. He has no weight to lose, but he wants to help people. He makes really good money. So he wanted to understand what his story was going to be. But the guy's willing. Why? Because he came to the event. He saw the energy. He saw the excitement. And that's what you're going to bring. So the more events, honestly, you do. If you did 4 a month, January, March, or what would it be? April, right after March, right? Then like August, then November. Those are great times to do stuff. It builds energy with your team, keeps your team in line and focused with stuff to do. People love community. Why? How excited do we get when we go to events? Right? So what are we doing to do that? That's the support. That's the community. And when you have a team, you got to make sure. And then getting them on the boot camps is the same thing. So to answer your question, Sandy, I guess I asked you a question, but then it turned around. But the point is, though, is have those people that you're going to bring share their stuff. Encourage them to build them and say, oh, my God, did you see the response you got? Remember we talked about coaching? How amazing would it be for you to be able to go inspire a lot more people? I know. I saw that. Somebody came up to me and said, oh, my God, your story is amazing, because it is. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I became a coach.
So there it is there.
Yeah.
So this is the thing is don't overthink it, guys. Here's the big thing too. Whatever you've done for you or however you have felt, create that. Man, I went to an event and I felt good, so I became a coach. I wonder if I do that with somebody else, that'll work. There's a novel idea. Right? Man, I really love these community events, but I'm not putting any on. What if I put a community event on and everybody else felt good about it? Like I do. Why do we overthink? Community and support, whether they're not even a coach. And I told the dude, I said, hey, maybe the business opportunity is not for you, but you look like a cool ass dude and you got some awesome kids. I'd still love to hang out with you. I'm not that kind of guy like, oh, this guy's not going to do the business, so I'm checked out. If you're a good person, why not? Hang out with him. He'll show up eventually. But the point is, though, is that's not my thing. If he's a good person, positive spirit, hardworking, has the same vibe as I do, I'm down. I really am. So that's the fun part, is you let them know. There's no attachments. There's no discouragements. There's no, oh, man, he would have been so awesome, so I'm going to sit here and drive the nail down the head that's not going to go anywhere with this guy for the next 6 months. No. Hey, bro, you want to go off-roading? We're going to go off-roading. Cool. Awesome. See you on Saturday. Done. Next. Who do you want to talk to that's more interested? It's okay. That's another thing too.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you were talking about, and like Desiree, you were talking about how when there's someone, when you have your coach list, or people that are really, you think would be amazing, like as far as approaching coaches or for the business. I mean, obviously there's discernment involved, because some people like, what do you, it sounds like a dumb question. I'm going to answer it while I'm saying it because it's discernment, but who do you choose to be direct with, a coach approach on, a messenger, hey, blah, 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 would you be willing to, the I plus Q plus A, and then doing that versus meeting for coffee. Obviously that's someone local. How quick do you get to the point with people who maybe aren't local? Do you just go there, on Messenger? Do I make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
of course. Here,
okay.
I love this. I love this. I love this because I just did this literally. It's all in the feeling too, right? So let me show you this real quick. Where's she at? This is one of the people I don't even know how I started chatting with her. Let's go back and figure it out. So back in 2014, I sent her a meltdown challenge when Kim Fisk was still engaged. November 14th, she must have posted on her story. So let's look at this real quick. Can you guys see my page? See this right here? I said, man, I hope you're okay. Whatever happened to her for story? She got a concussion. I said, oh, snap. Hope it's not serious. Hey, Nikki, hope all is well. Wanted to check in and see if you know anybody looking to jumpstart their new year for better health, right? This is a message I talked about the other day. No, not offhand, but I'll send anybody your way. I said, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Happy holidays. Thanks so much. Open-ended questions. You guys have any plans for the holidays? She answers San Diego, whatever. I said, oh, cool. Yeah, local, but glamorous for New Year's, trying to live that life. Because she messaged, she said, you have plans? You're always having fun. Ha ha. You're always having fun. Ha ha. Green light, go. Right? Well, let's see what this dude said real quick. It's another guy. This guy we went to convention with, and he was our tour guide for alligators or whatever. He owns 500 acres. He makes little money. His sister does the pink drink, whatever that thing is, because I was talking to him. He's like, oh, you're one of those. And I said, oh, God, no, we're not. Let's talk. Anyways, hit him up too. We're going to talk. I'll message him in a second. So anyways, back to this girl. Cool, glamorous, fun. I said, I haven't been in 10 years. Should be a good time. She's like, me either. Last time I was 19. I said, oh, snap. I was 24. She's like, we're old. I said, hey, laugh out loud. Hey, friend, are you interested in another source of income or business opportunity? Bam. Okay, awesome. What's a good time to reach you? I messaged her at 6'4" before I got on this boot camp. So there's just different walks of life, Sandy. You know what I'm saying? You just have to feel the energy, feel the conversation. If it's comfortable, don't wait too long. This guy, thanks again, brother. Look forward to coming back. Thank you, sir. Very much pleasure. I think this is when was this? Yeah, back in convention time. Wednesday. Hey, Wade, just hope all is well. Wanted to check in. Same message, man. He's like, I possibly might have to get back to you on that. I said, okay, for sure. Thanks, bud. Also, if for yourself, if you're interested in extra source of income, I talked to him a little bit about what we talked about. He owns property, but maybe this is the key thing for him. Could help your travels, hunting, fishing, etc. You meet a lot of people and could have a great network for you. And I said, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, man, always interested in making some more money. So this was because I created conversation with him, right? I know I chatted. We had a little, and he'd like to keep it simple and have amazing property out there. His parents gave him 500 acres. So he's like really not stuck financially. If he wanted to start selling acres for the rest of his life, he could probably do it. Anyways, but that's, so you know what I'm saying, Sandy? So these are conversations, and then you'll just get real, and like, who else hasn't even responded yet? All these people. Look at this. Hey, Becca, just wanted to check in, but I'm not, oh my God, this girl saw it. She responded and then went back to nothing again. She wanted to ask questions, so we'll see what she says. But I don't get caught up on the, oh my God, there's 10 people that saw it and didn't say anything. Next. But you see, I was having a good, fun conversation with her. She's calling us old. I'm like, hey, and And then she said, you know, and most of us, here's the thing too, for me personally, when she said, oh, you're having a lot of fun all the time, most of us like, got her. Oh, hey, I'll show you how to do it. Like, blah, 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 right? You just got to figure out when the vibe is right. You know what I'm saying? Like I just put, hey, trying to whatever. And then later on I said, hey, would you be interested in a business opportunity? In fact, the next day. And she said, yes. So it's just a flow of a conversation. Find a common ground. I'm not talking about, hey, I asked if she knew anybody that was wanting to lose weight, but I don't go into like a fitness mode of, you know, I'm a health coach and this and that stuff. I was like, hey, going to Glamis. What are you doing for the holidays? What are common conversations? That's where I think we fail to connect. What are fun things you like to do? Right? Mm-hmm. That's where you find out. Find out what they like to do. What are your plans for the holidays? You know what I mean? That's the best part. So I think we're 3 minutes left. That's pretty good. I think we'll call it from here. Anybody else have any other questions real quick? Go ahead, Bev.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. So with the Hope Transformation webinar tomorrow night, mm-hmm. Did I go ahead and I posted it on my Facebook? Mm-hmm. Do you suggest doing that, or do you suggest just send out, like, I plan to send them out to people too, like personally, like being like, hey, join us, da 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 da. But is it cool to like just go post?
But same thing. Yeah. So here's the misnomer. Me personally, it's up to you how crazy energy you want to get. If you posted a picture about your kids, if you posted a picture about a weight loss story, if you posted a picture about a link for a healthy happy hour, or if you posted a picture about a Facebook Live, or if you posted about your dog or whatever, you can create energy with any of that if you follow the Facebook grand opening links. So if you have 1 or 2 likes, I would go on there and, like I said, if you have 1 or 2 clients, rock those clients. If you have 1 or 2 likes, rock those likes. Hey, Tom, thanks so much for liking this link. Let me know if you're willing to share it and tag him, right? On your timeline if you're sharing that post. Yeah. And that's all you get. That's all you get. Not a big deal. But rock that, own that, work that. And then obviously, you want to send it privately to people and let them know, hey, if you would mind sharing it. Or if you have a confidence in one of the clients, hey, would you mind posting this on your timeline? I'm really trying to help a lot of people. Or, hey, do you want to post this on your timeline and tag me and I'll help you with responses to it? Because I know we were talking about coaching. This could be a great avenue for people finding out what you're doing.
Okay.
Right? So it's you got to look at the energy outside the box. I'll be really honest with you guys. Most fishermen will pick one bait and they'll throw the pole in the water and they'll sit there for 8 hours. My neighbor down the street, when I used to go fishing with that dude, had 7 poles lit at all times. What I mean by lit had all different baits on there or spinners or whatever. And he's like, we're going here. We're going to try this for 10 minutes. If this doesn't work, we're going to use this night crawler, this, or this. That may be a funny analogy for you guys to understand, bringing it back to this. But don't just go post on your timeline and just stare at it for 8 hours. Make something happen with it.
Well, I noticed that people don't respond. Like I only had 3 people respond because I posted it yesterday, and I only had 3 people respond. Okay. People that are already programmed.
So ask them to share it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right there in open. Hey, Tom, love how you're doing so well in the program. This is actually a topic covering all 3 areas. Would you mind sharing this on your timeline for me?
Mm-hmm. I'm posting that publicly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then have them tag you.
Okay.
Right. And then but here's your job. Here's your job. Just like a Facebook grand opening for another coach. Go stalk his ass. Excuse my language. Sorry. We're still recording. Go stalk him. I'm excited. Sorry. I'm excited to go help my in-laws move right after this. I got to drive down in the rain. It's always awesome. Volunteer to be a nice guy. Anyways, what do you call it? But go stalk their post and see who's commenting there and do the same thing. Hey, Jim, thanks so much for supporting us. Now it's a we, right? Because it's you and your client. Because you could take those 3 people that commented, if they all 3 shared, and then say they saw 6 people liked it on each one of theirs or whatever. Now see how much you have. You went just from 3 people to 12 or 14 or 6 or 8 or 5 or 6, whatever. It doesn't have to be this astronomical number, but you're creating the energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And can I tell you something really quick? So I was super excited. So I was like on Facebook all day long Wednesday. I was like so like over it, you know? And so I'm like, I got to get out of the house. And so we went to go play bingo at this local brewery that we like. Went to go play bingo, and 2 people approached me, and they were like, oh my gosh, you're so skinny. I need to talk to you. I have to do something. And they were people that I had been talking to constantly over the past year or so.
Yeah.
And oh, thank God I went to bingo. Because one of them is going to probably be a coach. She's not quite there yet. The other one, she's still not sure, but it'll come. But it's just like, thank God I got out of the house and went to bingo, you know? So
let's see. Community, that was an event. So stuff works.
Yeah. And the one lady, she is with the Vista Chamber. And so I'm talking to her about going to a networking event. And then when we go to networking events, we can actually talk about our business. So when I go to networking events, I stand up, I tell everybody about my business. I tell them I'm looking for people to join me. I tell them that I just lost 9 pounds in the past month since you saw me last, and their eyes were like crazy. And I give them all and so they all have my information. And so, yeah, so that's another really good way to get out into your community, is to go to your Chamber of Commerce and go to networking meetings. Because you can actually tell your story to all these other business owners.
There you go.
And you're allowed to promote yourself. That's what it's for.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, just want to share that.
No, that's great. So events and community, man, I think that's the most powerful thing you got to understand. Events, community, and then supporting your own team. Letting them know. This is the biggest thing. You guys are in a higher level right now. Anybody past having one coach is you are a we, not an I. So what we are doing is we are creating events. Not a Sandy, not a Des, but our team. We're teaching our team to create events, not a Beverly, but Beverly and her team are learning to create events. Whether that's going to her event until their event gets big enough. All of us, Emily Flores, Justin Avini, Dave, all those guys used to go to Jamil's events until they were big enough. Then we had the Justin events. And then all of a sudden, Justin's at a hotel now. And now Josh and Michelle are doing their own events. They're doing their own Facebook Lives. So that's how it works, guys. So teach your team, right? And create energy from anything. Don't be that fisherman that just throws one pole in the water and just stares at it. Well, I only got one like today. Man, they must not be biting. Oh, okay. So you basically are sitting in one spot of a 100 million gallon lake, and you just realize that there's no fish in this one section. What are you going to do? Start getting around the lake, right? Start using other ideas. So like I shared with Beverly, it's very easy to go from 3 people, even if they don't want to share it, you just tag them and ask them to. So guess what that does anyways? That puts it on their timeline no matter what, for whoever they have. So, all right, guys, we went a little over, but thanks so much for the input, Bev, Stacy, or Sandy. Great calls. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day. All right, I'll post the playback.